So the topic today is Owning Your Destiny, Leveraging Networks and Bringing Your Own Chair to the Table. I'm Beatrice Hofmann. I came in Uganda in 1999 and moved to Germany. And the challenges that I faced in the beginning were lack of purpose and direction, redundancy. I was unemployed for a long time, exploitation, insufficient funds, limited access to credit, difficult integrating into the German society. German became difficult for me. The culture, language, their perceptions, attitudes, and beliefs were different from my very own. So in my autobiography, Drudges for Fit, identifying and leveraging opportunities in a foreign country was meant to motivate and offer guidance to fellow migrants on how to deal with the obstacles and how they can avoid limiting their own abilities. I vividly explain my trials, tribulations, my failures, and my success, which have shaped me to become the person I am today. So here's the book. This book was announced winner of the Island Book Award last year on December 30th in the category Historical Fiction and Memoir. You can get your copy from Amazon.com. As a migrant, I maneuvered my way through the complex German system. I had the salient quality of endurance, dogged persistence, and determination. I ignored the phrase, "it cannot be done," as I tried out new ideas. I was faced with scarce resources, novel ideas, unexpected problems, which required persistence in the face of many of these obstacles. These situations have shaped me to become an entrepreneur, an actor, writer, a professional beauty and wellness therapist, and an advocate for migrants in Germany. So I managed to bring my seat to the table because of the following factors, which I believe many migrants can adopt to succeed. Number one is networking. The presence or absence of networking plays a role in influencing migrants' developments, since access to information and resources often depend on know-who. My immediate family was my network and weren't very supportive. In order to network effectively, especially in a non-English speaking country, I needed to learn the host country's language. Once I learned the German language, literature, history, and culture, I was able to increase my employment prospects and join social networks. So I cultivated the art of networking and coalition building to offset the intrinsic lack of resources. I went to social gatherings, meetings, business breakfasts, business dinners, conferences, and seminars. I joined business networks, trade fairs around my city, and I was able to get more recognition, which helped me collaborate with my city in places like Grunda City, Oberhausen, Wirtschaft und Tourismusförderung, Paytech Business Network, Female Migrants, and so on. So here is a picture of the Paytech Female Migrants in collaboration with migrants in the Union, that is the CDU political party. Here also, over the last 5 years, I have been involved with a variety of organizations and projects with the core idea of helping migrants integrate people and their ideas into the community. In this photo, we were at a conference, Migrant Entrepreneurs and Diversity Conference in Düsseldorf. So I had friends and allies with which compensated the limited resources at my disposal. I established fruitful linkages with people, businesses, stakeholders around my community. This provided room for mutual learning, collaborative understandings, and other joint activities aimed at achieving common good. My network became my organization, and I drew from the means and the capabilities within the network to supplement my individual means and capabilities. Networking suggests that networks may facilitate or constrain linkages between aspiring entrepreneurs, resources, and opportunities. So I have done TV shows and also been part of several local and international cinemas and series of the Netflix Just for Curiosity's sake. It sure has helped me to gain exposure. In this picture, you can see that was a comedy queen last year. This was one of my first shows in 2011. That was a comedy as well. We're trying to confuse the public. Here, Big Brother XXL, that was in 2018. You can, as you see, this is on set when shooting the Netflix film The Wave. This is a Start of Crime Scene series that was last year. So my other factor is education, knowledge, and experience. My learning occurred not only through formal education, but more important through the observation of behavior in others. It helped me transmit social norms, language, and aspiration, and shaped my career preferences through observation, learning, and modeling. This was largely associated with increased education and training, aspirations, self-belief, and expectancy of an entrepreneurial career. Okay, education is the key to unlock the golden door of freedom. You can see from George Washington. Knowledge breeds experience, which makes the strange more familiar as factors keep repeating themselves in ever-increasing clarity. My knowledge and experience allowed me to master the fundamentals, which allowed me to effectively react to situations and improvise with intuition. I found a school which specialized in cosmetic training. My level of education, managerial, technical, and business skills fostered my entrepreneurship career. So my experience in Germany was one of the factors that pushed me to write the book Drudges for Fit and to be a co-author of The Perfect Migrant alongside 11 other authors. After acquiring educational skills, knowledge, and competences, I had a strong sense of mission and started pursuing it with an obsession. It is this obsession that drove me to ignore negative signals, social or cultural norms in the pursuit of my objectives. Once I had a clear understanding of cultural norms and the law, I was able to find a way around them without losing credibility. No one would threaten to block my cause. I understood the policies, procedures, and the rules of the system, including how and when to stretch them beyond the limits and when to strictly adhere to them. This opened up the horizons into my opportunity-filled environment that provided abundant choices rather than restrictions. So, work experience, I made several applications, but I received numerous rejection letters on all jobs of interest. I was taking up low jobs to survive. I finally got a job that was in my area of expertise. I continually tested all limits and elements of my situation, my ability and willingness to act, and the ability and the willingness of allies and adversaries to act. We need to acknowledge that the world has no defined rules of fairness and that the playing field is never level. So I determined which way the field slants and how to slant the field in my favor in order to keep winning. I was tired of harassment, dissatisfaction on terms of employment like low pay, exploitation, role conflict, structural changes in my job. So I identified a gap in the market and utilized the experience gained on the job to start my own businesses as to fill the gap in demand. I had experience in beauty and wellness, so I started New Life Beauty Parlor. My work experience allowed me to easily start, and I was able to attract a lot of clients who had already seen my work. So passion is energy. Feel the power that comes from focusing on what excites you. So let's see, continue. I wanted to be my own boss or the boss of others and not to work for someone else under exploitative terms. My obsession with independence and autonomy and a strong need to keep control kept me leaving these jobs. I hate rule and authority, which is stifling and inconveniencing. So in this, I was able to substitute income by leaving jobs to operate independently in my city. Entrepreneurship. For me to escape many hardships, I became an entrepreneur in order to survive. Working for or under other people created barriers to my own personal development in terms of rules, policies, precedences, and unacceptable procedures. I was more of a push entrepreneur because I was dissatisfied with my current position, and this pushed me to start a venture. Okay, what's happened here? Okay, over the years, I have been involved in a number of businesses like New Life Beauty and Wellness, wine manufacturing here in Germany, a business directory and an e-learning platform in Uganda. I consist of Honey Links Limited and the e-learning Uganda. So these are pictures of the wine. And then through the networking and collaboration, I started this wine project in collaboration with a professor and a winemaker. You can go to the shop through Professor Linda. You find this is where you can get the wine. In here was 2015, I was receiving the African Women in Europe Award in Geneva. So my entrepreneurship journey has been a success because of the following critical factors, which I believe all migrants should embrace: opportunity seeking and initiative. I had a well-defined sense of searching for opportunity. I was always looking ahead and was less concerned about what I achieved yesterday. I searched for and created opportunities all the time, placing myself in an opportunity and shaping myself to seize and quickly take advantage of the opportunities before they got lost. Migrants need to redefine risk as an opportunity to use their expertise rather than as a possible reason for failure. They can find opportunities looking for better ways to accomplish a task through invention, new services, new approaches, and through exploring a segment of the population. So niche crafts and market segmentation. I had the ability to focus on small market segmentation that was around my city. I was able to sidestep frontal competition, which interests rival. Consequently, I focused on local markets, customers with specialized needs. I had assessed my surrounding. I was being geographically, physically, and mentally mobile and learned things with an aim of knowing and expanding knowledge. In this knowledge, it is this knowledge that developed into familiar patterns that manifested themselves in know how, know who, know where, know what, know when, and know why. That enabled me to easily spot and exploit opportunities almost instinctively. Customer orientation. I was able to communicate, identify mentally, persuade, and discuss with customers and clients in order to better comprehend their needs, expectations, apprehensions, and requirements. This quality of customer orientation helped me to always keep in step with my clients. An entrepreneur needs to recognize that their clients do not only include buying customers, but also suppliers, competitors, employees, service providers, and the wider public that may have a direct or indirect input on the business. A migrant entrepreneur needs to act responsibly with regards to the social environment and the community. Responsible entrepreneurial governance is a precondition and a basis for society in which self-regulation of entrepreneurial activities can take place. Tolerance and ambiguity. One must be able to demonstrate an ability to accommodate uncertain situations. This allowed to act within having full information and clarity about situation and permits the opportunity to introduce new creative responses to challenges. My idea of a beauty and wellness parlor was a combined offering a broad variety of wellness techniques within the African spiritual environment. By tolerating uncertainty, my perception of risks that may have otherwise impeded action was reduced. This allowed me to explore, and pioneer in uncertain environments. Migrant needs to collect market information because when available, it helps to reduce or eliminate the uncertainties and risks. However, information on its own is not enough. If it is to be valued, it must be analyzed, understood, and accepted upon. Two things migrant entrepreneurs need to be careful about when seeking information is paralysis or analysis. This described in action caused by the entrepreneur becoming more interested and analyzing more information than taking a new action. Or instinction, number two is instinction by instinct. This is when the entrepreneur makes ill-informed and ill-judged decision hurriedly without collective adequate information, more often leading to collapse of venture. The entrepreneur must use his intuition, we call it the sixth sense. During my employment, I was more than an average employee. I expended more physical and mental efforts in operationalizing my ideas. My high level of energy and hard work compensated for the scarcity of resources, which is normally associated with new firms and new ideas. So action orientation, so being proactive. Entrepreneurs take quick and decisive action, normally without resorting to extensive research or planning before deciding a course of action. Being proactive means scanning the environment for opportunities, showing initiative, taking action, and persevering until the required result is achieved. Thank you for listening, and thank you, the Mount University and Migrant Institute, for making this conference happen.